Hello, I'm Yinchi Moon. I used to be known as Carole Tanner, and this is an introductory video. Um, who am I? It's a good question. In our culture, we define someone by their occupation, and for the people that are looking at this to understand a little bit about who I am for as a trainer for group facilitation, that will be relevant. But probably more relevant is life experience in the area in which I'm offering my expertise. So I'm 60 years old and I've worked predominantly with people at the bottom of the food chain, or as the National Party like to call it, the bottom feeders. And these include prisoners, people with mental health issues, people with addiction, and the homeless, as well as women with creativity and people who are experiencing grief. But probably a lot of my experience comes from my own personal journey in recent years in recovery from severe childhood abuse and neglect, which I really was unaware how it was affecting my life and, in particular, my ability to engage in relationships. And I suppose that's where my interest of the group arose, because for someone who has suffered trauma, one-on-one relationships are very challenging, and a group offers a safer environment for people to begin to express themselves and to have experiences that are different to the ones they had as children. It also offers an opportunity for them to share with others to help them and to learn some of the skills that they didn't learn as children simply because they were coping with trying to survive. So for a lot of therapists working with these groups who haven't come from that background, it's hard to you really need an insider's perspective to help you create the conditions where people can let down some of their barriers and try new things. I'm based in Aotearoa, in Tamaki Makaurau, and probably the biggest part of my learning as a group leader was working 3 years in Rimutaka men's prison with men who've been convicted of a serious violent offending. And those men in 3 different groups, they were year-long groups, but because it was a prison environment and all the barriers that go with that, it's a much longer period than what would actually be required in the community. But these men constantly surprised me with despite their backgrounds, their ability to learn, to take emotional risks, to learn to tolerate what for them are emotions which usually result in aggression and violence, to learn to tolerate them, and then to also be able to communicate with someone that previously they would have seen as their enemy or provoking them, that they were able to engage with them in a conversation to understand why the person had said or done what they did. And to me, that is where change is possible, when people have that ability to tolerate those feelings and to give themselves space to think and to develop new neural pathways of competence and hope. Anyway, I will do another video for you about the importance of a holistic community around that, but that's the basic premise of what I'm offering. And I realize it's very radical, but I think it was in 2013, James Hillman and Michael Ventura wrote a book. We've had 100 years of psychotherapy and the world's just getting worse. And certainly in Aotearoa, more and more Māori men are imprisoned, many on remand. And so if our existing ways of practice were working, the numbers in prison would have diminished. The whole justice system would be much smaller. A lot of people would lose their livelihoods, and maybe there's some political reasons why alternatives haven't been embraced, but we're going into times where if we don't help these people, then we're looking at pretty dark times because of the economic crisis and the pressure brought on those particular groups. Anyway, nice to try this. This is my first time on video, and I hope that you will sign up and for more information about the way I'm thinking about things, and watch more on this channel. Okay, ka kite.